Okay, there we go. We're back. Pro Cyclist live stream once again. It's been a while. Sorry about that. There's been this thing going on called La Vuelta a España. And let's just say that it's taken most of my time in the last week. But I felt like diving into a live stream at some point this week, and I think this is my best time to do it. So that's why I wanted to do this. So hope this is working, because I see no one yapping in the chat on my screen, which usually you're yapping like crazy by this point. So starting to get worried. Gonna click. There we go. Hiking Buddy in the chat says this little thing called La Vuelta. Yes, indeed. Yes, Mars, is the return of Teddy Pikachu. Welcome everyone to the chat. So today will not be a 2 hour and a half stream, because it's already a quarter past. It's already a 7:15 in the UK here. So for most of Europe, that's an hour later. But I do want to play for at least an hour here, because we got some cool things on the menu. First of all, I'm going to switch screen, because as you can now see, we're on March 23rd, 2026. But the reality is, we've got no races planned from this point onwards until the start of May. And at the start of May, we'll be able to see our potential teams for next season. I can't wait to do that. Welcome, Lewis. Welcome, Alex, to the stream. Welcome, Barthoft. Con asks opinion on protests today. We just released a podcast on Lantern Recycling Podcast where we dive into it. And I don't feel like talking about it here, because talking about the ongoing situation makes me a bit depressed about the realities of humanity. But anyway, let's jump into pro cycling and have a bit of escapism, because I need it. Hello, Finn. Welcome to the chat. So my first plan is, I want to show you the rider, just to remind you: 72 flat stat, 74 mountain, 75 medium mountain, 75 cobblestone, 74 acceleration, 67 sprint. Our weaknesses right now are still hill stat with 68 hill. It's better than before. We've trained our puncher a little bit. 63 time trial, which we need to upgrade that at some point. So when it comes to our training, we are currently on 100% when it comes to our hill stat. And we are trying to up our stage races as much as possible when it comes to the percentage, because we kind of need that time trial stat by the end of this year to be a bit higher. So that's the process. But now I'm going to straight up jump into simulation, because we've got a month and a half to simulate. Necessary. Lewis asks, who do you think will win La Vuelta? Boring answer, Jonas Vingegaard. I'd love for Joao Almeida to win a Grand Tour. But the reality of the situation is that Vingegaard looks fantastic at the moment in this first week. And I expect that to continue in the next 2 weeks. Seniek asks, man, I was just watching the Vuelta video, but it will wait after you finish the stream. By the way, do you think Jasper will leave Vuelta, or do you think he will finish? I expect Jasper Philipsen to leave La Vuelta. I think he's going to go for stage 8, which is a flat sprint stage. And I don't remember the exact parcours of the rest of the Vuelta, but I assume he might leave after that. Because if he can take home 2 stage wins at this Vuelta and dip out after 8 days, or 9 days, 8 days I think it is, pretty good run for this Vuelta, especially because he has not had the best run into this Vuelta, the best preparation. So it's not a horrible idea to dip out after 10 days, when there's not that many flat sprints in this race anyway. Anyway, month turn XP gain, there we go. And 1st of April, we get contract 2027. These last few weeks I've had contacts with several teams. I prepared a list of teams with whom it is possible to envisage a contract for 2027. You can see it on the contract page. Okay, chat. I am terrified. Because in season one, we were part of Sparkle Oita. At the end of the year, I wanted to leave to a team with a better schedule. I failed. I stayed at the same team, which then changed into Kinan Japan Airlines. Different sponsors, fair, but still the same schedule. Slight adaptation, a bit more races, but nothing crazy when it comes to the competition changing. The question now is, do we go to a team that, first of all, I want to go to a European team to have the European schedule that allows us to mostly ride stage races which fits our rider, plus potentially some cobble races. That's what I'm hoping for with solid competition, because I expect to be 76-ish mountain stat next year. So let's take a look at the lists on the contract page. Ooh la 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 la. I can work with this. We can work with this, chat. So, first of all, quite a few smaller teams like China Anta Mentec, Ruje Insurance, Living Star. I'm hoping that I get an option that is better than a continental team. I want to go to at least a pro team, preferably a higher end pro team or a lower end World Tour team. That's the idea I've got in my mind at the moment. There's a Mexican pro team? My goodness. Wait a second. This was an Italian team back in the day. But from the riders, I cannot guess for the life of me which team this was. Was this SWAT team? I think this was SWAT Club. That changed into Mabe Mexican team. That's just an assumption, by the way. Nonetheless, ironically, Mabe is a team that wants me, but I don't expect them to be in pro team again next year. VF Group Bardiani, we've got Caja Rural, Burgos BH, Polti Cometa, Kern Pharma, Total Energy, Unibet Titema Rockets. Matteo in the chat says Mabe equals Petro-like. The riders don't shout Petro-like though, no? Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Lots of Mexicans here as well. Very confusing. You're right. Chat is right. Also, this guy, Cesar Macias, this guy's actually really good. I think he podiumed a sprint stage at Tour L'Avenir a couple days ago in real life. So, Isaac Del Toro is not the only Mexican with talent. Nonetheless, Unibet Titema Rockets, Cofidis, Lotto, Jayco, Intermarché, Groupama. It will either be a lower-end French team in terms of lower-end within World Tour, or a Spanish team like Burgos, Caja, Equipo Carpharma. Maybe a Lotto, I don't know. I would probably become a pretty good rider on Lotto, but their interest is super low, so I'm not sure I can bring that up enough. Chat, what do you think? I want your opinion on these teams, and I want you to tell me what teams I should potentially sign for, because let's be honest, if I sign for Lotto, then I get a calendar that looks a lot like a calendar I would like. If we sign for Unibet Titema Rockets, then we also get something similar, although the schedule is not exactly... like, it is a solid schedule in the likes of Paris-Nice, Vendôme Classic, Fond Ardèche. Those are the climby races we'd want. And we get cobble races as well where we could compete. So that's a possibility. Total Energy is on the brink of perishing in real life, but they've actually also got us an interesting schedule. Feels very similar to the team we just checked. Unibet Titema Rockets. If I take a look at Cofidis here, for example, I don't think I want to go Cofidis, because Joe Timziola, Tim Soski's Pro Cyclists, went Cofidis. And I feel like it's weird to select the same teams. So that's why Cofidis is not really in my brain at the moment, despite the schedule also being pretty valuable for a man. They're all pro teams, by the way. Neither of these are World Tour teams. Some might become World Tour teams, though, next season. Other teams are possible. Jayco Lula. I'm not really feeling it. I'm surprised they are a pro team, to be honest. Anders Voldager, he was cooking. But when it comes to their schedule, like, Jayco would give us a fantastic schedule, but we also would be a very unimportant rider in the team. A lot of the chat wants Total Energy. A lot of the chat wants Unibet Titema Rockets. Those are the two teams coming forward at the moment. I'm also feeling that. Maybe an Intermarché. That's also not an impossible task. I feel like that's a very viable task for a rider. So those three are very possible. I'm not feeling Polti. I'm not feeling VF Group Bardiani. I'm leaning towards Total and Unibet at the moment. So I'm going to make a poll in chat. That is Unibet Titema Rockets The only downside to that team, and that's just a personal opinion, is that I don't like the idea of writing for a team that has a betting sponsor because I don't really want to promote betting to my audience. So maybe if I sign for them, I'll just change their name to the Titama Rockets. But that's just a personal opinion, you know? Is there any other teams I should add? Chad is not really hyping up anyone outside of Total and Unibe Titama Rockets. So I think those are the two. 3, 2, 1. And the tweet, no, Team 2026. There we go. The poll is live. Or it should be. Now it is, I think. Is it live? Yes, it is. Anyway, it's on you to vote now. Jump into the chat, vote on the poll, because your opinion will be very important here. Because I will send my contacts of interest on the right here towards the team that I want to sign for. So it's going to be a French team most likely, based on the fact that you selected 2 French teams. And the chat is aiming for Unibe Titama Rockets at the moment. 63% after 88 votes. We just started the stream, so it's not like we have a billion followers yet, a billion viewers yet. But I'm going to try and end the poll in about half a minute. Welcome, Junior. Welcome to the chat. Zenik asks, what is your opinion on team time trials in a Grand Tour? I think they're fine to have. I don't find them the most interesting discipline to watch, so I prefer other races. But I do prefer them at the start of a Grand Tour instead of at a later stage, because now, for example, today, there's teams starting with a rider less, so it feels a bit weird. I understand that a Grand Tour is about preserving your riders and bring them forward in the race, but it's unrealistic to expect all the teams to not have a crashed rider by then. So I prefer them to be stage 1. Anyway, Unibe Titama Rockets is the winner of the vote, so I will put my contacts of interest in that team. Sorry, chat, the ones that voted for Total Energy, but I'm going to be spending my contacts on that. And I hope that they offer me a contract now, because otherwise I'm going to be really sad. Because if I keep adding contacts of interest and eventually at the end of the year they don't give me a contract, then what was the point of this feature in the first place? Nonetheless, looks like that's going to be our team next season. Well, it depends whether they actually want me or not. But let's be honest, we're a pretty good rider. So let's click accept and let's continue onwards when it comes to our simulation towards the next month, which will once again allow us to give 2 contacts of interest to the team. It's actually not good that we don't have any races this month, because having good results would increase the likelihood of teams wanting me in the first place. So I'm not feeling that great about the fact that we can't race at the moment. And it's not a choice, we just don't have any races available in the schedule. So, 20 days of simulation going. I'm going to tell you a secret, chat. I woke up this morning, jumped on Zwift, half an hour of Zwift to lock in my day, went to take a shower, recorded the Next Love Vuelta episode, which is now being edited by Joe Timsowski in the next day. And after that, after recording that and sending that over, I spent an hour returning to my childhood. I played Minecraft for an hour today, which gave me lots of nostalgia, because back in the day, for the people that don't know, this is not my first YouTube channel. Like, I had previous YouTube channels about other games, about other niches, etc. And like a lot of kids back in the day, like I'm talking 2013-ish, 2012, I had a Minecraft YouTube channel with 0 viewers. Oh, yeah. And even 3 years ago on this channel, I'm pretty sure that I made 9 or 10 Let's Play videos on Minecraft that some of you might have watched. Not many of you, because it had like 300 views, which I appreciate everybody watching, but that was also the reason I didn't continue it. But after that, I also had another YouTube channel about Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth, which still one of the best games ever made. That channel actually did well, but then it got copyright striked by ASO because I had a 1-second clip of Vincenzo Nibali crossing the line in a video, which is very sad. I lost my entire channel because of that. And that's how this channel was born, when I started making PCM videos. Oh, it's almost 10 years, I'm pretty sure, this channel. I think I started this in 2016. Anyway, we're almost at the end of April. Welcome Mikael to the chat. Hola, how's Pika doing? Pika's doing pretty well. We had a great start to the season last time on the previous live stream, but now we just started off. We selected a team for next season, which is most likely going to be Unibet Titama Rockets. Senyek Jansa says, is there any climb in this year's Vuelta you would like to climb by yourself, Benji? Actually, fun fact, tomorrow's climb to the finish in Pau, in Andorra, is a climb I've done like 70% of. Mars is cool in the chat, says that it's my channel's anniversary, my 10-year anniversary today. How do you know? Are you sure? That's crazy. That's insanity. It's right, you're right. My channel's 10 years old today. Happy anniversary, redo. Happy anniversary, everybody. I can't believe that. That's crazy. Joined 27th of August, 2015. Oy. And to be clear, couldn't have done this without you. Thank you very much for the support. 49 points. There we go. Some XP. Halfway to the next level 10. What did you study at university? Anyway, this means we have to take a look at our contract situation once again. Chris Case is in the chat. 456 videos in 10 years. That's actually not correct. I'm gonna check it right now, but there's lots of my videos that are not public, that I put unlisted after a while because I wasn't necessarily proud of them being online anymore, that I grew out of those videos, stuff like that. And in total, on this channel, I've made 812 videos. So, I haven't had much of a life. Anyway. Once again, we will add 2 contacts of interest to Unibet Titama Rockets. They're now co-favorites together with Total Energy and Polti Cometa. Actually, Mabe Petrolike is still first. Hello, Aiden. Welcome. Let's accept this email and venture onwards towards our first race of the day, the Tour de Cumano. Like I said earlier, that I changed my life a little bit in the fact that I started this morning with riding my bike. Usually back in the day, I would ride in the evening on the bike because I do it after the podcast and such. But I am a lot happier the last 2 days by doing my bike ride in the morning for some reason. It helps me get out of bed. Plus, I feel like I'm more awake for the rest of the day to begin with. Anyway, Tour de Cumano, we've got 4 stages on the menu. Honestly, all of these are sprint stages if you put a World Tour peloton in this. But stage 1, 2, and 3 are all a bit versatile. So I'm hoping that in some way I can make the race hard to try and bring this home somehow. Because last year was won by Andrea D'Amato, a sprinter. And it was mostly sprint stage where I ended up winning the KOM jersey. I think mostly on stage 3. Yes, indeed. But this time I really want to try and go for GC. Maybe on the first stage already attacking on that climb with about 10k to go. Stuff like that. So that's my plan for this race. Axel Mario and Elliot Schultz are the favorites. But we all know that at the end of the day, the winner is going to be Teddy Pikachu. So let's jump in. Okay, so Roll-is Puncher points classification, finish in the top 20 of the classification of the stage. We can do that. Got an entire team around me this time around, but let me take a look at those last 10 kilometers. That's a climb, so I think I can try something there. I do think my team is maybe not good enough to set up an attack in the first place. So that is the one sad thing. I'm going to protect myself with Harada because that man is so bad. No offense, but look at the little pie charts on the left bottom say it. Probably got 55 mountain or less. Anyway, break is forming, 3 riders up the road. Let's do times 8 because my goal is not to go in the breakaway or to control the breakaway. I'll let the other teams do that in this race. My goal is simply to go for the stage. Teddy Pikachu, 68 sprint stats, 75 acceleration. So I'm not completely without a chance in a sprint, to be honest. We got to keep that in mind as well. But if I attack on that last climb, then I'm going to go all in, which means that if I then get caught, I might not have the energy to go for the sprint anymore. Oh, Sugeno has punctured. That is very sad. And he's back in the peloton. In the meanwhile, he can get some water to the front as well. Why not? Renzi says Rockets is interesting because they would 100% scout riders doing funny results in random Asian races. That is true. I've actually been more into watching U23 races and following up on junior results in the last couple of weeks. I don't know why, but I've been getting invested in like 17, 18. Kawano has punctured. What? I'm sorry. I don't want to accuse anyone of anything, but I feel like the locals in the Kumano region may or may not have thrown some thumbnails on the floor because my tires are getting shattered left and right. And Kawano's now 2 minutes behind, so I severely doubt he will be coming back. Nonetheless, I don't think we necessarily need him. That being said, breakaway is about to be caught, which means that the intermediate sprint might go to the peloton if I set something up. Honda can pace 95. 99 actually, there we go. Is it too late? Did I do this too late? Honda can attack all out right now. Can I do that? No, I can't. Pikachu will sprint against this guy, but it's too late, isn't it? I think it's too late. Why am I doing this? Am I doing it right? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Come on, come on, come on. Ah, can we beat Takagi? 1 rider to go. Come on, come on. Ah, Kwok takes it. But we do take 2 bonus seconds, so that is worth it. In the peloton, we have 4 teammates now. Let's try to recover some energy now. Sugeno can protect me. Kawano stays behind. Harada is in Narnia by now. So, next KOM, I don't care too much, but then again, I could take it for free, so I'm going to move up and try to take it for free, because I'm a greedy man. Teddy Pikachu is a very greedy man. And if I can make the race a bit harder this way, then I'll take it, that's for sure. On to the climb. Shinotao, only a kilometer. No one else is going for it. Actually, Luca is... And we're going to beat them. There we go, over the top. We take the full points. Yes, indeed, 5 points. It won't directly land us in the lead, but it's better than doing absolutely nothing for now. Nakajima, you need to get your butt to the front of this peloton, buddy. Kawano, you go on automatic. And Honda is off the back, sadly. Nakajima needs to get into the wheel of Pikachu, otherwise he will get dropped. I wish Honda did not get dropped, because he's actually quite useful. So hopefully the man can get back to the peloton somehow. That would be nice. Anyway, 20 kilometers to go. Let's simulate towards that last hill because that's where Mr. Pikachu will launch the action. We've got some other teams doing something, but don't particularly care too much. I will set up a bit of a lead out for myself. There we go. Oh, that's not the order I wanted. That is the order I wanted. On 85. And let's start relaying at the front to make sure I've got the perfect position in this group. I don't need my teammates for the rest of the race anyway. 12 kilometers to go only. So let's say that last climb was with about 6 kilometers to go at the top. Hola, we've got some moves up there. So I got to make sure I get to the front. Let's do 95, not 99. Going to try and spend the energy on my teammates here to try and control all these attacks. Next to take over is Nakajima on 99. Actually, I'm going to go Pikachu himself right now. This is not a massive climb, so I kind of need to do it from the bottom. Let's move up, let's move up, let's move up. There we go, Pikachu goes. We've got one rider in the wheel. It's under Okamika. And we don't have the gap I wanted, but maybe now. And we have a group of 5 riders. That's okay. I am okay with that. I am trying to push 4 riders with me. And we're back together, all of us. So, I need to get in the wheel of someone that is fast. I will go in the wheel of Mario. And I will get ready for the final sprint because it's in 3 kilometers, 3.5. Energy Shell may be a bit late. Slightly downhill, but the sprint is uphill. Can I recover my red bar? That is the question. Can I recover my position? That is the bigger question. Let's go to the wheel of Alex Coleman. I don't have the red bar I wanted. I don't have the position I wanted either. Let's go to Okamoto. There we go. 1 kilometer to go, and I don't have the energy to win this. I decided to attack, and it cost me the potential victory because I reckon I could have competed here. Lev Gonov wins, which he's actually a pretty solid rider. We do finish top 11th place, so not even a top 10, which is actually really sad. We are good when it comes to GC after taking the bonus seconds, but I wish to have made a bit of a selection on this stage, I won't lie. Not the result I was hoping for. Yeah. Can't happen every single stage, can it? Hey, the race is not over. 3 stages to go. We can still do stuff here. I feel like we're almost in a position where we're the type of rider that should on paper attack with his medium mountain and so forth stat. But our sprint stat is 67 and I don't know what the sprint stat of these guys are. Maybe it's 71, 72 of Lev Gonov. I don't think Okamoto has more than 70 sprint. So I think that if I compete in the sprint, I should be able to podium these sprints. So attacking might not be the best option, but it is the best option if we do want to win GC. Nonetheless, we get 14 XP, so that's nice. Actually, the team wanted us to go in the breakaway. That's the first I hear of it. 40 kilometers, so that definitely did not happen. I think stage 2 is a bit of a sprint stage. Yeah. I'll go for a pure sprint. Lev Gonov is once again the favorite. I hope to podium this. Maybe I should go in the break to take 6 bonus seconds as well. Because doing it solely from the peloton will just lose more time in GC against Gonov. And I think Gonov can survive the last 2 stages too. Plus 2 on the race, so 69 sprint. What do I need to do for my team? I didn't check. Finish in the top 10 of the stage. I kind of feel like going in the breakaway though. I'll do so. There we go. Move up, buddy. Move up, Pikachu. Pikachu, you're using healing ability and I'm stuck behind other riders. Can you see it? Oi, oi, oi. That's a bit buggy. That's a bit sad. Come on, Pika, get to the front. Group of 5 riders is forming. Kawano, get to the front and control any breakaway that forms on 99. I'm trying to move my butt to the front. Come on, Pika. Kawano is accidentally attacking. That was also not the goal. No breakaway formed yet, so that's good. And Kawano stops. He can actually get into the wheel. And I attack past him. There we go. Got a teammate into the breakaway this way. Let's space 85 for now. Let's have Kawano protect us. We've got any response from behind. Veslum, Agrotis, and Arnouts. And Veslum is the guy that got second last stage. So a bit odd that the peloton is okay with this. Nandini in the chat says you attacked, so the healing didn't work. You are right. So I triggered the healing ability. Then I clicked the attack button to try and attack through the peloton. That did not work, but it also cancelled out the healing ability, which I think that's a bit silly. That probably shouldn't be the case. I am going to relay, not do effort cursor, otherwise I'm literally riding with these dudes in the wheel. I'm taking KOM points though. Let's slow the tempo so that Kawano can follow, because Kawano is basically almost off the back. Come on, buddy. Get back to our wheel, buddy. Get back to our wheel. Gap on the peloton is 3 minutes. That's nice. Stage is only 100 kilometers, so I reckon I'll use Kawano to do most of the pulling. And I'll try and use myself on maintain position for now. Oh, I'm going to switch camera angle. Thank you very much, Renze. Intermediate sprint coming up in about 15 kilometers. I need to beat this Veslum guy though, because he's ahead of me in GC. Gap to the peloton is 2 minutes 30 now. It's going down a little bit. Kawano's riding like crazy to keep it as high as it is though. Four kilometers. Okay, so Kawano can get to the front on 85. Pikachu in the wheel. There we go. Let's up it right now to 87, 88. Start using his yellow bar. 3 kilometers to go. 2.5. I'm going to use 99 on Kawano. I'm getting ready for my sprint. 1.7 kilometers to go. 1.4, 1.3, 1.1. There goes the move, because Veslum is at the back, so I think I can launch early. Veslum tries to come around, so does Agrotis, but it's going to be a close one. I don't think I get that. I think Arnouts took that. Can I see it? On the right bottom, we can see Agrotis took it. Pikachu second, so 2 bonus seconds. Arnouts third, so at least it wasn't Veslum. That's one benefit, but I wish I won that sprint, to be honest. Kind of disappointed I didn't. Kawano's now gone. Let's put him on automatic because he ain't coming back. Let's keep this break going for a bit, hopefully getting to the second intermediate. And I also want to take the KOM just in case if we can't win GC in this race, that we do take something home, you know? And right when I say that, I completely forget to go for the KOM points. Ay, 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 ay. Amateur activities, Benji. Amateur activities. I was reading the chat message of Lad. Hello, Mr. Benji. I was wondering if you know which PCM training path I have to take to increase my stamina. I have absolutely no clue. Renego in the chat says Barrier for stamina. I cannot confirm. I would argue that stamina is Northern Classics because endurance, which is the stamina stat, has always been super important for Northern Classics races. Can I be honest? I don't think this breakaway is going to make it to the next intermediate sprint. Peloton's getting a bit too close for my liking. 40 seconds behind. 13 kilometers to go towards that intermediate sprint. I think we'll get caught before it arrives. And I'm also the only one pulling in this damn breakaway. Like, guys, I know you don't want me to win that intermediate sprint, Veslum, but give me something. 6K towards a sprint. Let's make sure we don't forget to pause this time around. Gap is 45 seconds now to the peloton. Gonna get into the wheel of Veslum. He's going to start pacing towards the sprint himself now. Okay, I'm happy for it. Let's try and beat him, though. 2.5, 2.4, 2.3, 2.1. And I need to get ready. 1.4, 1.3. Launch right now on the left side of the road. There we go. Is that too early? I don't know. I've got a gap. I've got a gap. I've got a gap. Agrotis tries to come around then. Is he going to beat me again? Oh, yes, he does. Once again, Agrotis beats me. So the guy must be pretty good. Anyway, I got to wait on the peloton now because I got to recover as much yellow bar as possible here. Don't care that much about the last KOM point. And we're recovering some yellow and some red, but not as much as I would have hoped for. But we are back in the peloton pretty soon. There we go. Let's up our energy effort once again to 65-ish and move down in the group a little bit. Let's get protection by someone like Honda. Hopefully the breakaway gets caught and the peloton relaxes a bit because then I can recover my yellow bar fully. Veslim still has a gap of 27 seconds. I'm spending so much of my yellow bar. Let's get some water for me. Teams keep on pushing here, so that's a bit sad. It's like they don't want to relax. Gonna try and move up a little bit on this KOM point because if I can take these KOM points for free, I'll take it. Honda can sit up, not ahead of me. And are we gonna take some KOM points for free? It's still a kilometer to go, so I'm doing this a bit early. And no one else is going for it, I think. And I'm getting the points. Yeah. There we go. That's nice. And we're now first, actually. 17 points, so 10 points ahead. I'm not complaining. Nonetheless, my energy, not looking that good. Sugeno gets me water. Thank you very much, brother. 25 kilometers to go in the race. Levgonov is the favorite, the leader of the race. That is the downside, but I'm hoping that I can magically beat him in the sprint. I don't believe in it, by the way. I hope I podium, to be honest. I'm already happy with that. $11 kilometers to go. Gonna wait a bit longer. Now I'm gonna try and move up towards a wheel that matters. Mario is interesting, but he's not the guy I really need to follow. Shin is right there. Gonov is all the way on the left here without too many teammates up front. Gonna try to move towards the wheel of Giddy on the left side, I think. Oh, I'm doing this with the wrong rider. Damn it. I was controlling Sugeno. 6 kilometers to go. Anyway, plenty of time to recover this. There we go. Move up, move up, move up. My teammates can chill out. Energy Gel on Pikachu. I'm in the wheel of Gonov. Move up, move up, move up. Get to the wheel of Gonov. And I don't think Gonov's wheel is perfection, but I am in the wheel. And we're in a tunnel, so I can't see anything. 2.3 kilometers to go. 2 kilometers to go. I'm in a wheel. And I'm going to launch pretty soon right now behind this corner because this is such a mess. Can we get a result here? I don't believe I can. I don't believe I can. The winner is going to be Okamoto. Ay. Gonov finishes 6th and we finish 13th. Once again, we had to get a top 10, so that is a failure. Who puts a tunnel with 2 kilometers to go? I know it's not the reason we lose. The reason we lose is because Pikachu's too slow. But still, who puts a tunnel there? So we got 4 bonus seconds to move up in GC, but I don't know what that means. Let's take a look. Okamoto wins the stage, don't care. Annie leads GC now. We are 15 GC on 4 seconds. So if we get a few more bonus seconds, something's possible. We also lead KOM, so that's nice. And Okamoto is leading the points classification. Veslim is in the lead of Youth, so We might actually also be able to win the youth classification here over Veslin. I don't think we can win the team classification, guys. I think that's not happening. But bit of a disappointing result once again. We should at least be getting top 10s in these sprints. Anyway, 6 XP. But we're still in the running for GC, so that is the most important part. Next up is probably the hardest stage of this race, I would say. Yeah. The question is, what can I do when the hard climb is with 30 kilometers to go in the race? I think it's about making this race as hard as possible. But how when I don't have a team to do it? Is there a world in which I go into the breakaway and let the peloton kill themselves in chasing me? That is a possibility. I can also get the bonus seconds then if I attack as fast rider in the peloton. I think that's my play. I'm going to attack in the peloton, go for those bonus seconds. That's 3 bonus seconds. Then we're virtually on 1 second in GC. We start at the front of the peloton because we are leader of KOM. We need to finish top 10 in the stage. We can do that. There comes the attack of Teddy. Gonna go pretty much all out here from the start. There we go. I probably should have sent Harada with me as well. Let's do 95. And actually, I'm gonna do aerodynamic positioning here because I want to make sure I get these intermediate sprint points. Not the sprint points, but actually the seconds. I'm trying to smash it to stay ahead of the group behind me. Gap is 10 seconds. Switch camera. 2 kilometers towards that sprint. We're taking those seconds, that's for sure. That's nice. I don't know who is in the group behind us, though. It is Gonov. Okay, so GC Ride is responding to me. I'll enjoy that. On the climb now, on a climb. I don't think I should be going this hard right now. I should be trying to get a breakaway to form to get it with me. But I attacked a bit hard for that intermediate sprint. But hey, we're now virtually on 1 second of GC, so that was a good move, I think. But we're literally the only rider in the breakaway, which that's not very helpful. We're wasting so much energy being a solo breakaway rider. I hope more attackers try to come and join us, because otherwise I'm going to have to drop back to the peloton. There are some moves. We've got Kayama trying to bridge towards us. Only one rider though. Peloton keeps it close. Hello. That's up close. Bro. What's happening, Pika? Anyway, we've got a companion in the break now. He's not the strongest rider in the world though, Kayama, so I don't expect him to relay with me too much. But the peloton's half a minute behind, so they're going to catch us. They are not going to let me go into the breakaway like this. So I think I might be better off dropping back to the peloton and making the climbs hard. That's my... Actually, the peloton is 16 riders. Oh, never mind. It was a split in the peloton, but it's back together. Now the break is big, though. 6 riders in total. Can we make this work? Maybe? Peloton's still chasing, though. Anyway, me just being in this break makes the race hard as well. So the harder the race, the better for me. I've got the secondary stats that other contenders don't have. I'm just following this breakaway, chilling in their wheel. 50 seconds on the peloton. They might be giving up, it seems. I'm literally not doing anything in this breakaway. And all these riders are suffering, and I'm just yodeling on the left side towards the front. And I think I will take these KOM points pretty easily, so I need to slow down a little bit, actually. We've got some attacks by Matsuda and so forth. I don't want to go too fast either, because I want to keep these guys with me. Over the top, there we go. Let's slow down. Let's bring everybody back together. Come on, come on, Quita. Get back to our wheel. Let's try and collaborate here in this breakaway. Anyway, securing some more KOM points, so that's nice. Let's try and recover now. Because I need some more yellow bar. Because right now, it is way too empty. Put myself on 85 for a second just to make sure I don't get dropped. Because for a second there I was in trouble. Small hill right here. Then in the descent I will go 30, 25, maintain position to fully restore that yellow bar. And now back to 75 to be in the wheel. Perfection. Peloton is once again split in the descent, so stuff's happening behind us. Gonna try and push on the climb once again. Actually, not too much. I don't want to kill this breakaway, you know? I want this breakaway to stay with us. 2 kilometers towards the top. I want to take those KOM points. Let's start pacing 85 now. Gap to the peloton is a minute. And I'm ready to make my move right now. And now all out. Most of these guys are done for once again. Let's drop the tempo. And we take full points. Let's relay with them on 55-ish. Peloton's down to 70 riders. Trying to recover as much energy as possible in this plateau segment. By the way, chat, how is everybody feeling about the Vuelta at the moment? In terms of tension? Because I feel like we haven't learned much about GC yet in this first week. It's not much changed in the first week, I feel like. 6 kilometers towards an KOM, but in the descent, I'm once again going to go down to 25 maintain position. Benji Wilson asks, is there a lot of Benjis in Belgium? Fun fact, my name is not Benji. My name is Benjamin. And ever since I played football as a kid, I had 2 nicknames. Benji and Benja. Benji obviously was the one that stuck. And that's why we're here. But I don't know too many Benjis, but I do think it's not a rare name necessarily. I think my last name is probably more rare. Nasen written the way it is I only know one family that doesn't have more than one S in that name. Anyway, there goes the attack. I don't want to go too fast either, because I don't want my boys to... Actually, this guy's giving me a bit of a challenge. No, he isn't. To the top, and let's drop the tempo again. And I'm going to drop it properly now, because otherwise they are completely dropped, those guys. Peloton's on a minute 40, apparently. And they're not caught up yet. Ren Aigu asks, so that must mean you're family of Ollie? Well, yes. I'm not going to go too in-depth into the situation, but yeah, they're basically a family of mine. Not just Oliver, but also Lawrence. They're pretty good guys, I think. Don't want to dox my entire family. Anyway. Let's drop it. Oh, I was going to drop it back to 30, but we're not in the descent yet, so that's stupid. Let's drop it back to 30, 25 now to recover some yellow bar. Actually, we're full yellow. The nepotism. Well, I think it's easy to conclude that I have never used the association with Oliver and Lawrence in any way in my world of cycling. And I'm proud of that. Because the reality is, none of you knew. Neither the people in the sport, to be honest. I'm trying to get this group called by the peloton. Because if it gets called by the peloton, then I can set tempo in the peloton on the climb. I'm sorry, fuck this shit. I'm just gonna go solo. Like, we gotta risk it for the biscuit, come on. Or is that last climb enough to do so? I don't know. I'm just gonna keep pacing. Why not? There we go, over the top. What is this peloton doing? They're pacing as hard as possible behind me. They're gonna ruin themselves doing that. And that is our live goal here. Actually, they're catching me in the descent. I did not expect that. 36 riders in that peloton, a single teammate of mine, so that's a bit sad, but I have been caught, basically. So I'm gonna sit up right now, gonna recover energy, and I'll get ready to attack on the next uphill segment. I'm gonna have to get my water myself because I don't have any teammates. And I probably should have pushed this small hill a little bit. But I'll try to attack on the next two hills. Yes, it's 15 kilometers from the finish, but my man has no choice here. I literally have no choice. Gonna try and push from the bottom there, so I'll try and move up already on 85. Try and line out the peloton a little bit. There we go. On the fast climbing segment. Gonna try and attack already, to be honest. Actually, I'm getting blocked by Veslim. Boy, get out of the way, my man. Oh, and now I'm straight into the descent. That is so sad. That's actually really sad. And they're back in my wheel, but they're really hurrying to do so. So they're gonna drop some people doing so. Gonna try and go 87 right now. On this next uphill segment. Proper attack right now. Come on. Get someone with me. Why does no one want to join me? Oi, oi, oi. Arrow position. 10 seconds is the gap. Over the top into the descent on 85. 14k to go. Last 10-ish kilometers is flat. Gap is only 10 seconds, so this is going nowhere. Pretty sure Gonov is still in this group. Okamoto definitely is, the leader of the race. Some people trying to bridge. Trying to keep it going on 87. Energy shell. Gap is still 10 seconds. 9k to go. Can I go 99? I think I can. I'm going to do it. And we still got a gap of 13 seconds, but they're going to catch me. There goes Jelle Vermote. I think that's his name. 7 seconds, 8 seconds. Gonov trying to close us down himself. 5.8 kilometers to go. Come on, Pika. 5 kilometers to go. Gap is 13 seconds. I don't believe I can win, by the way. I think I'm going to get caught. Am I? Alex Coleman bridging. Oh, no. 3.5 kilometers to go. The gap is still there. The gap is still there. No. Oh, he's with me. And so is everyone. And now it's a really annoying time because it's 2 kilometers to go. And I'm completely out of energy. Oh, worst timing in the world to get caught. Literally the worst. I'm going to try and get to the wheel of Okamoto. I'm hoping I can restore some of you. There's going to be a gap. Oh my God. Why would you let them go, Peloton? Well, there goes my GC. Ah, come on. That is so sad. Okamoto wins again and he's going to win GC at Kumano. Ah. This race makes me angry. Literally the worst timing to get caught. I should have stopped with my attack with 5k to go. When I said I didn't believe I would win, I should have stopped. Should have waited on the peloton, recover my red bar, go for the sprint. I could have won this sprint. So frustrating. Welcome to Pro Cycling Manager. Anyway. Podium time. Okamoto on the podium again. We lose 15 seconds. Ruining our GC. We're now 6th place in GC. We can still get into the top 5, but... yeah. I literally would have been better off being in the peloton for the last 30 kilometers. Hey. Lesson learned. KOM is secure. Points classification, we are 9th. Actually pretty far back. We are 2nd place in youth still. 10 seconds behind Cabello Hernandez. Very sad. 18th place. Team manager not happy. Neither am I. Even if we win the final stage, we will not take GC. Chad, what do you think I should do? The final stage is a quote-unquote versatile sprint. But I see a flat sprint when I look at the parkour. Do I try to attack within the last 10 kilometers to take home GC? Or do I go for the sprint? You choose. I'm going to jump into the race. Gonna launch a poll. Attack or sprint, question mark. And you get to vote whether I attack or sprint. Well, actually, we apparently have to go into the breakaway, so that ruins that whole idea. We are forced to attack. And then finish in the top 30. So I guess I'm heading in the breakaway. So I'm going to try and go in the breakaway, take these 35 kilometers in the breakaway, and then after that, drop back to the peloton and then try to attack in the last 7 kilometers. Like, those hills are not attack worthy, but I'll try. It's not much I can do. And it looks like the peloton doesn't even want me in the breakaway, so that's also not fantastic. Oi, oi, oi. 2 riders following me or chasing me down, who also want to be in the breakaway. So this is the final kilometer. Downhill sprint to the finish line. Okay. We get a few laps here to check that out. So let's take a look. This goes uphill. Actually pretty okay uphill. Then plateau on top, which is annoying. Or actually aerodynamic can help here. Downhill to the last hill. Goes up again. And then downhill towards the final hill in the last 2 kilometers. Right here. But I also need to watch out here because the intermediate sprint is upcoming. Downhill into the final hill, which starts right here. It's barely a hill. And then it goes down in the last 2 kilometers, actually. Actually, no. Well, that's very confusing. I swear it said 2 kilometers at the right bottom. Maybe I looked wrong. Nonetheless, that's the run-in. I should wait for my dropped companions now. Timothy in the chat says, hi from a locked down Ronse. What happened in Ronse? Let me open HLN and check what's happening. I can't tell. I have no clue what's happening in Ronse. So you're going to have to tell me, buddy. Anyway, we got 3 bonus seconds, by the way. Hello, Matthijs. Welcome to the stream. The things you missed is that we selected our team for next season, or the team we want to ride for next season at the start of today's stream. Wait a second. Has the brake just been caught? I did not realize until it happened. Well, we have 0 kilometers over 70, so there we go. Together with Abe into the breakaway. Let's go, champ. Let's go together. And let's go on Relay 85 now. UCI World Championships, G Cycling. Yeah, of course, yeah. The way you said lockdown, I'm sorry, but you made it sound like there was some kind of gas explosion or something. Or a zombie outbreak. In Ronse of all places. Let me in the break! My manager wants me in the break. Let me in the breakaway. Devastating. I'm literally wasting my energy trying to go in the break for this silly manager. To be honest, I kind of want that intermediate sprint bonus second, so that's the only benefit of me doing it. But I'm wasting so much energy doing this. 40 seconds on the peloton, though. Trying to times 8 towards that. Ooh, Cabedo Hernandez fell. Which means I'll go all out in the peloton now. I'm playing mind games here. The reason is, Hernandez is the one guy that's ahead of me in the white jersey. So if I can keep the second peloton behind somehow, I'm not complaining. Come on, Nakajima, keep going. And yes, I'm helping the peloton catch me. But I'm also trying to ruin Hernandez in the process. Till Lucas van Lupke asks, is this the guy that made the heretical comments about Italian pizza? I may or may not have been involved in that situation. But in all fairness, I think you calling it heretic shows that you're the wrong person in this discussion. The only thing I said is that I'm not willing to pay 13 euros for a pizza at a restaurant. Because I don't think that... I have never had a pizza at a restaurant where I felt like, okay, that was worth going to a restaurant for. Pikachu goes all out. I didn't even need to sprint for this. When I go to an Italian restaurant, I will always pick some kind of pasta over a pizza. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. But also, if I go to a restaurant, it most likely won't be an Italian restaurant to begin with. I'm waiting on the peloton, by the way. For the sole reason that I need to, because I don't have energy. Sit up in the peloton, buddy. Let's have Nakajima protect me. But then again, I completely ruined him when it comes to his energy. The Hernandez group is a minute 30 behind. I will always choose Japanese, Chinese food, Indian food over Italian food in terms of going to a restaurant. Because if pasta is the best Italians have, which is great pasta, I love it, I can make pasta at home. That's my opinion. And my wife makes fantastic pasta. I'm trying to spend no energy in this group. Hernandez is back, so all of that crap of keeping him behind was a bit useless. Just trying to stay in the group for now. I know that I did not succeed in my race strategy, but I've given up on it. Because, like, I'm sorry. Everybody's chasing me down and I have no energy, so... Actually, I shouldn't have had Nakajima get me water because someone else was already doing that. I'm honestly just going to put the boys on automatic. Pika, keep on following, buddy. Recover all the energy possible here. Timothy says, why choose a cuisine? Enjoy them all? Well, I enjoy lots of different foods, but I have my favorites. I will always pick a katsukuri over a pizza. That's my final take. Also, to all you British people out there, I know I live in your country now, but fish and chips sucks. Whoever thought that was ever a good idea, sorry, but you've got nothing on Belgian frituur. Nothing. It's like eating cardboard most of the time. Fish and chips. And then you've got this weird thing of putting not just salt on your frites. Chips, you call it. They're not worthy of being called frites. You also put vinegar on it. Salt and vinegar, like, I know it's a crisp genre, but no need to ruin frites with it. Sebastian asks, Belgian or Japanese food? Japanese food. Partially because it's healthier. I know that. I think it's more that if I would have to eat Belgian frituur once over Japanese food, then the choice would be Belgian food because I love frituur, but I could not eat it every day. I could eat Japanese food almost every day. I could probably eat pasta every day. If I eat Belgian frituur every day, then my weight loss journey is gonna go backwards. 20 kilometers to go. Probably should be pushing on these hills a little bit. So I'm gonna do that. Gonna start pushing. If I can get to the front. The harder the race, the better. Ren asks, favorite frituur snack? For the people that don't know, because us Belgians always assume that everybody knows what a Belgian frituur is. That's apparently not the case. You go to frituur, you order your size of frites, but you also get like fried snacks, etc. next to it, or a burger, whatever. And you can imagine if you go to a Belgian village, I would say that in most Belgian villages, the village has as many frituurs as they have bakeries. Which about 2 to 3 per village, I would say. Maybe I'm widely using village at the moment. Maybe I should say smaller cities as well. Blank asks, why am I pacing in the peloton as the only one in my team? I was trying to up the tempo on the clans without... It doesn't cost me much yellow. In doing so, trying to put fatigue into everybody else. Because I'm a better rider than most of other teams combined. But the reality of the situation is that the parkour is not hard enough. So it's not working. Like, should I attack on the next clan? Or the one after? I think the one after. Is that too late? But these dudes have a full team for them. Like, this ain't going anywhere if I attack. I'm gonna try. You ask me to attack, I'll do it. Downhill to the next climb. And straight into it. Oh my god, look at the train on the left. Sarah's Monk is cooking. I cannot attack that. I literally cannot attack that. I want to. Can I make a move here somewhere? I literally cannot attack, I think. I physically don't think I can attack here. In the wheel of Lindsay de Vilder. 3 kilometers to go. I think I waited too long. I should have attacked with 10k to go. I'm stealing the lead out of Veslem. 2.6 kilometers to go. I will try and sprint towards the top of this climb. Almost. Right now. And on the right, we've got Gonov going again. I sprinted a bit too late, I think, but I'm also out of energy. So Gonov will take it. I hate this race, and I never want to ride it again. Me and this race have a hate relationship. There's no love here. Pure hate. We do get a top 10, so we had to get a top 30 this time around. So Belgian cuisine, Chad. I would say that frituur is our main renowned thing. We're also pretty good when it comes to broodjeszaken. So A broodjeszaak is basically when you go to a little shop where they sell baguettes with stuff in it, like ham and cheese, stuff like that. So sandwiches, but between like small baguettes. That's also pretty good in Belgium. Anyway, podium time, 10th place for Teddy, and also 5th place in GC. So we do secure a top 5 in GC, which, I don't care too much. We were here to do more than the top 5. We're doing KOM, so consolation prize. We are 5th in points, blah, blah. We do take youth because that Spanish guy disappeared off planet Earth, so our actions in the middle of the stage might eventually have paid off. So that's pretty nice. So we do take home 2 jerseys, so it actually was not a disaster of a race, but I still hoped for a bit better than a 5th place, you know? Maybe some more competitiveness for a stage win. That really did not happen. I also don't remember what happened last year at this race in terms of results, and I can't see that, so I wish I knew. There we go, 10th place, so we get some XP, that is nice. And let me quickly read this phone message. Our next race is the Tour of Japan, so I'm afraid, chat, that this might be the end of today's stream. It's a short one, I know, I'm sorry, but I promised to my wife that I wouldn't stream for too long today, so my apologies, I have to uphold my promise. Because I want to spend the evening with her as well. Nonetheless, the main event of today was this. We had the list of teams that we could potentially join for next year. Hopefully, my goal now is to go to the Tour of Japan, win this whole thing, and in doing so, increasing the interest of all these teams by a lot. That is my goal. Because if I can do that, then I can go to whatever team I want, which you've selected, Titema Rockets. So that would be the team we'd go to. At the moment, we can only put 1 contact of interest into Titema Rockets, but actually, no, 2 per month. Sorry. I was confused why it said 2 and not 4, but this is just the contacts of interest of this month, not of both months combined. Anyway, that's it, chat. Thank you very much for being here. Sorry for the short stream, but it's honestly been difficult during this Vuelta to put any streams in. I've got lots of videos in the making. I'll try and get a Vuelta video out in 2 days again. Definitely check out that series if you haven't already. It's a Vuelta playthrough with Ineos, and it's actually going very well, and we've got some very interesting stages coming up. The thumbnail of the next video that will release in 2 days, you'll see what I'm talking about. But I am looking forward to release that video. Shout out to Joe as well for editing those videos now. But that's it. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your awesome takes on Belgian and other cuisines in the world.